Good morning, and welcome to KBC's Bible study. And today's focus is on Joseph. Joseph. Often the focus at Christmas is on Mary, with Joseph kind of blending into the background, a bit like those nativity scenes where the actor playing Joseph is dutifully standing next to Mary, proudly wearing his tea towel on his head, hardly having any lines to speak. And there's a reason for that. There is actually no records in scripture of anything that Joseph actually said, not even is there any room in the inn. But that's not to say he doesn't contribute anything, or that he has an important role to play. He has a crucial part to play in the nativity story. But he's there, perhaps the strong and silent type, never making a song and dance or a fuss about anything, but quietly holding it all together in the background. So who were Mary and Joseph? Well, you could describe them as, well, part of the rural working class community in Nazareth. Joseph was a carpenter, as we know. He may also have worked in stone and other materials as a craftsperson. But despite being descended from the line of King David, he's clearly not inherited any of the wealth. They were common folk. So Mary also is not wealthy. In Mary's song in Luke chapter 1, she sings of the triumph of the lowly and the poor and the humble over the rich and the proud. Well, the song makes little sense if she herself isn't part of that poor community. Well, their status is also noted later on when they give their sacrifice in the temple. A pair of turtle doves is offered, or pigeons. This was known as the poor man's sacrifice. They couldn't afford a sheep. So Matthew describes Joseph as an upright and righteous man, but he's also a compassionate man. We know that because when the events of the nativity story unfold, we find Joseph protecting Mary and the shame that she might feel of falling pregnant out of wedlock. So he planned to divorce her quietly. He could have caused a fuss. When people married in those times, the bride's family provided a small dowry, not very much if you were poor, but it was enough to get you going as a newlywed couple. However, according to the law of the day, he could have legally impounded that dowry, claimed that she'd committed adultery. He had a public tribunal that he would have won given the evidence, but no, he didn't want to do that. He loved her, and he wasn't going to subject her to that kind of shame and that public kind of outcry. So his instinct was to protect. And it's that quality that really comes into its own when he's given the job of looking after both Mary and Jesus at this time. And the other thing that strikes me about Joseph is that, just like his namesake from the Old Testament, God speaks to him through dreams in the secret place. And that certainly kind of fits what we know about his character, doesn't it? And this happens 4 times, 4 separate dreams. He's got something of a hotline to heaven because some of the instructions are very, very detailed. So the first time he's told, don't be afraid to take Mary as your wife, that the baby is divine. And in fact, it's very much the same message that Mary received, announcing the birth of the Messiah. So he marries Mary, no questions asked. And as we know, they end up in Bethlehem because of the census, and Joseph works hard to secure a place, a safe place, for Mary to have her baby, ever the protective one. And after the visitation of the shepherds and the Magi later, he has another dream in which he's warned about Herod's plan to kill the babies in the region, hopefully to do away with the new king, the new Messiah. So he's told to go to Egypt to protect Jesus. There's that word again, protection. So he goes there, no questions asked. And after Herod dies, he has dream number 3, in which he's told to go back to Israel because it's safe to do so. So those plans are further detailed in dream number 4 on the way back, guiding him to Nazareth, Galilee, a safe distance from Herod's successor, and so on. So this also fulfills the prophecy that the Messiah will be called a Nazarene. And there Joseph resumed his trade of carpentry and was the breadwinner, the legal father of Jesus, providing security, protection, as Jesus grew into a young man in the midst of a growing family, brothers and sisters. Joseph had fulfilled his purpose, hadn't he, of providing security and protection for both Mary and Jesus. Both physical protection from harm from Herod, but also protection from that possible shame that may have affected them because of the circumstances around the birth. So he was that strong and silent man in the background, holding it all together, providing care when they needed it most. Never pushing himself forward, not wanting the limelight himself, but playing nevertheless a crucial role in the outworking of the incarnation and God's salvation plan for mankind. He's a strong reminder to us, isn't he, that God needs people like Joseph, willing just to listen and to obey and to take care of others, so perhaps their work for God can be done more effectively. Well, I'll leave it there. Thank you for listening. God bless. Enjoy the Christmas season, and bye for now.